Hey everyone, it's AJ here. Welcome to my channel on YouTube called Wax Painter. I'm going to talk to you about torches. When I first started working in Encaustic, I was petrified of fire and the torch. And I started with a heat gun. It took me about 3 years to finally take a class that got over my fear of the fire. And I haven't looked back since. The only time I take out my heat gun is if I have to do a demonstration and the place I'm at does not allow me to have an open flame. There are pluses and minuses to both, but I never have to worry if I blow a fuse. But besides that, let me explain to you. So this is, you've probably seen these around. This is a propane tank. You'll see them at Home Depot, Lowe's. This is a benzomatic nozzle. They usually come pre-packaged, and you'll find this on the top shelf, this on the bottom. Very affordable, very easy to use. I'll show you how it works. So it has a dial here. We're going to turn on the dial and you're going to hear the hiss of the gas here. And we hit the switch and there goes the flame. It's loud. It's a strong flame. So I use the dial to turn down how much gas I'm feeding the flame so I can have a softer flame. Okay? Sometimes you need a softer flame. I'm going to shut this off. And sometimes you need a softer flame. If you're working in representational art, if you're making a portrait, you want to fuse the painting or fuse that section, but you don't want to move the wax. So when the flame is really strong like that and you're too close, you can move that wax. Now, some people use it as a tool, but a lot of times we just don't want to do that. We want to preserve what we did. So this one could be a little bit challenging. So the pro on this is that it takes a really long time to use this tank. Propane seems, in my opinion, to burn. They last longer for me. The cons, there's a lot of cons. This baby is top heavy. So if I put it on a table or something, it's kind of wobbly. So if I had a pot of wax next to it or something, this could easily tip over and cause me a big mess. I don't really like that. Sometimes I always shut off my torch, but there are some people that like to put their torch on the table and do something. This is really unstable. I really suggest that you always shut this off. This is not like an iron that you tip it over and it knows to automatically shut off. So I don't like it. The other thing is we don't work with it like this. We tend to be like this. And I know for me, that strain and that heaviness, or I have to be two-handed, is cumbersome. You know, I have arthritis. I need things easy. The other thing is that when this tank gets depleted in its fuel and you're working, sometimes it can sputter and you'll have a big flame, small flame, it's sputtering or stuttering. And I don't like that. So I know that after I finish this can of propane, I will most likely retire this torch. So I will put a link to this below as well if this is a torch you're interested in. My next torch is also a benzomatic, and this one works. This is camper's gas. They usually sell them in a 2-pack. They're also used for camping for your gas stove. This one's attached to a hose. Let me put this on the floor. Here's also a benzomatic. I think it's on. This one. Okay. This one, if I turn on the gas, I don't hear it. So it also has an automatic trigger. But once I let go, it's done. And this trigger is hard. I also would have to play with the dial to make it soft. The only reason why I bought this was I was working on a 6x6 and I'm short, and this gave me more reach with a longer flame to fuse a large area. So I tend to use this one when I'm prepping a lot of panels because it's a strong stream, and I can prep with my layers and it accomplishes the task a little faster. But once again, probably when I'm done with the fuel, I may retire it. The next one, let me find it. This little guy. These little butane powered creme brulee torches. You know what these are good for? Creme brulee. Leave it in the kitchen, throw it in the garbage. It does have adjustable, whatever. I don't think this one works. It hasn't had fuel. I keep it here for when I teach. It doesn't produce the flame we want. It's just don't. It belongs in a chef's kitchen for creme brulee, and that's it. Forget about the rest of it. I can't even like showed it to you. Okay. The piece de resistance, the favorite of everybody, is the Iwatani. This is a brand new one. I've had it for 2 months. They made it a little bit sleeker. This one came with a base. I love the base. It stays secure. I don't have to worry about tipping it over. It was always a concern. I have tipped over many of these with them out, and this hot tip has gotten me many times on my arm. How does it work? We have one dial for the fuel. These run on butane, also available at Walmart, camping stores, super affordable. And then it also has an air valve. I'll be very honest, I don't remember if more air or less air creates a softer or stronger flame. I just know how to use it. So I turn it on. Whoop. I listen for the hiss. I hit the trigger. Once again, I don't have to keep my hand on the trigger. I can soften my flame with this style. This one's actually too long for me. I like a flame a certain amount of inches. You'll start getting used to knowing how long your torch is and how long your flame is for how far you're going to be away. If I put this nozzle right up to the edge of my painting, I'm going to disperse the wax. Remember, I don't always want to do that. I want to keep the integrity of what I just painted, and I want to fuse it. None of this shaking, and I can just do a nice, easy fuse. I tend to like a softer flame, and I look for that little orange tip at the end, and then I know that's what I like to work with. But then again, there are times that I'm preparing panels and I have a lot of wax medium that I'm just doing coats and coats, and I will add a little bit more fuel and reduce that air. This may increase the air. Like I said, I don't remember. And I get that really strong flame. But like I said, I like the soft one. And then all I need to do is shut it off. A few safety things. If you have teenage boys, they are pyromaniacs. Hide these. You can just take them off. Okay? Do not let your kids know that you have this. We don't need to burn down a house. If you have open breezes in your art studio and papers fly, you don't want a paper to catch this, or curtains or drapery, or carpeting. I keep a fire extinguisher under my table. There's one at the door, and my art studio actually is inspected by the fire department. So I have a big fire extinguisher at the exit doors that has to get inspected every year. If you are really concerned and you're nervous, you can put a bucket of water or pail of water next to you. If something would have happened and you got nervous, you can just drop it right in there. Only one time did I have a funny can that I would always smell a lot of gas and the fume. I basically just decided to put it in another can. But for 18 years that I've been using these, 15 years, I don't remember how long, I've never had a problem. I've more burnt myself on the edge here than anything else. But you know, we forget that we may have these in our possession. And if you have teenagers at home, I don't know, every teenage boy is a pyromaniac. Like, what's with kids and fire? So there you have it. I will put links below for the torches. And this one, it is not expensive. It is worth the investment. You will have them forever. My last one, I think it was 15 years I had it, and it finally just went kaput. I believe I also bought the butane online as a 6-pack, really affordable. So I will put all the links below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more tips on encaustic painting. Ask me questions if you have anything in encaustic world, and I will make a video. See everybody soon, and remember, wax on.